Now we're going to look at our fuel consumption and prices. So the most common fuel in cars is unleaded petrol in Australia. Depending on the vehicle, it could run on diesel, LPG, or even electricity, especially these days with hybrid and electric vehicles becoming more popular. So fuel consumption measures the rate at which the car uses fuel in litres per 100 kilometres. Large cars tend to use more fuel because obviously they're bigger and they need more to be able to run. Smaller cars have a better fuel consumption as they're more fuel efficient. The actual fuel consumption of your car will depend on the number of factors, so the start-stop nature of driving in traffic. So if you're running on the freeway, your consumption will be less because it's a constant speed, whereas if you're in traffic, stop, start, it will use more fuel. If you're towing something, if you've got the air conditioner cranking, if you're driving on underinflated tyres or on unsealed roads, hard acceleration and braking. So these are all factors that can affect your fuel consumption. So Cooper drives a Nissan Navara with a fuel consumption of 9.6 litres per kilometres and drives 1,230 kilometres. How much fuel did he use for the trip? So we'd say our 1,230 kilometres divided by 100 and we times it by our 9.6 litres. So that would tell us he used 118.08 litres for that trip. So not too bad. If fuel cost $1.36 a litre, which it still did, what was the cost of the fuel for this trip? So 118.08 times $1.36 means it's costing $160.59 for that trip. So it then says the Navara can hold 80 litres when full, so how far can it travel on one tank? So if it's 9.6 litres per 100 kilometres, I need to know, well, for 1 litre what it's going to be. So it would be 100 divided by 9.6, which is 10.41. So for 80 litres, it's going to be 10.41 times 80, which is 833.3 kilometres. There's not much space down here, but we can make it fit. If the Navara uses 24 litres to travel 300 kilometres on the highway, how far could it travel on 35 litres at the same rate? So for 24 litres, we're getting 300 kilometres. So for 1 litre, it's 300 divided by 24, which tells us 12.5 kilometres per litre. And then to work that out, well, we've got 35 litres, so it would be 35 times our 12.5 kilometres. So you can get 437.5 kilometres on that 35 litres.